Good afternoon, everybody. You're welcome to the next episode of LGO Boxing. And on today's episode is just going to be a discussion about the clash between Simon Jordan and Deontay Wilder. Like we all saw the clip on TalkSport, which happened recently. It's been making the numbers online, basically on social media. Basically, I'd just like you to take a quick look at this, and I'll be back soon.
Well, there he is.
Yeah, so
Come on, man.
Come on, we can have a disagreement, can't we?
Life, as a little boy and I bet your view as a little boy is totally different than my view as a little boy. Most black people, while we so into it with each other because we have PTSD, we done been through so much so much
you wanted to move on, right?
Come on. It's hard to move on when you don't know the truth, and that's when I come in and try to give you a vision, a little insight of what we go through as black people, man.
I got it.
You know, you don't get it.
Well, okay.
None of y'all get it.
Where do you want me to go?
Y'all don't get it. And that's the problem. You think you get what you don't understand.
Okay.
Why is it so hard? Y'all act, man, let me I'm gonna get up out this bitch.
This is a little chaser of what we're going to get. Both of you guys are big characters. It's going to be explosive, right? I mean, I don't even have to ask this guy because I've just got a little chaser of that. But come on,
man.
Both of you guys are big in the fight week. Let's pull it back into the fight. Let's talk about the fight.
It's hard to put it back. I'm from the South. You understand?
Come on, let's pull it back into the fight.
It's hard when y'all don't understand.
I get it.
Another situation. I said I didn't want to talk about the situation. Now you got me riled up.
Fair enough.
Right.
Wilder's back. I feel shit. You understand me?
Got it.
You don't mean that, man.
Okay, stop
man,
shouting
let me get the out of here, bro. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Talking about my peoples and all that shit. It's hard to believe a black man than a white man. The cheated. Tell him to sue me so I can show the facts early. Because when the documentary and everything the story come out, I'm gonna show everything.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna get all the people that know and all the people that's in the inside. He got people that the inside of him that know. I don't what? I don't about that.
I'm not a Fury fan.
About it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got shit to do with him.
Fair enough.
The you talking
So
about?
basically, there's a clash between Simon Jordan, who is a reporter. He used to own the Crystal Palace Football Club, the top guy, and the former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder was invited to TalkSport to come and discuss his upcoming fight against Derek Chisora. And prior to that, actually, what's his name? Deontay Wilder said his trilogy against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury cheated in literally all three fights. He said the first two, especially, he believed that the gloves were tampered with. He believed that there was situation of EPD of drugs in there, or some certain things, some accusation. Basically, he tampered with his glove, and that's the reason why he won. I drew the first one. And the second one, he actually won. And the third fight, he believed that Tyson Fury has been cheating. And to be honest, like I've always said, if you check my previous video, I've got big respect for Deontay Wilder. I've got big respect for Tyson Fury. And as a boxing fan, both of them are legends. You cannot separate them from each other. Let's put it that way. Those trilogy fights that Deontay Wilder had against Tyson Fury, those fights should be kept in the archive. Because those are the fights that are going to stand the test of time. You lost. I think that Deontay Wilder, as much as you're good, as much as you knock people out, as much as I respect you as a black man, I always support my brother. I think in that circumstance you were wrong. You know, you said that there's evidence coming through which you're going to show us on some documentary. Well, we'd like to see that documentary first. But the way you came across, the way you defended yourself, that way you were wrong. Because Simon Jordan is someone that I personally didn't like initially. If I'm honest, I felt like he was too direct. It was too in your face. But to be honest, he gives me a vibe of like a teacher you don't like when you were in school. But when you graduate from your secondary school, you start to cry because you feel like, you know what? He's like a father figure. He talks some fact. He is well-read. He's well-educated. He speaks well. And it's easily not intimidated because it's actually been to the very top of life, and you understand. I think he struggled at some point, but he's doing what he's doing not because of money, but because of what he represents. So, calling him borderline, calling him a racist, borderline, calling him white privilege, I don't think in this context, I don't think that was necessary. Deontay Wilder, let's face it, because what he was saying was like he wanted you to prove to us that you are not just sulking for those defeats against Tyson Fury. And I'll just reference your point. The great Muhammad Ali fought 3 times against the great Joe Frazier. And to be honest, Joe Frazier won some fantastic fight. He won some fight, but those 3 fights, he lost twice against him, to be honest, and obviously won once. But those 2 defeats is also what, when you talk about Joe Frazier now, you must talk about those fights. When you speak about Muhammad Ali, mainly you speak about Joe Frazier. It's like the yin to the yang of each other. You understand? So whatever the case is, even though you lost to Tyson Fury twice, every time they mention Tyson Fury, as great as he is, they must reference him to you. It's just unfortunate that you lost. You lost 2 of those fights, and the third one, maybe if the referee had counted quicker, you probably wouldn't have stood up. But those are still great fights. You're a champion, what you've done defending those titles, 10 title defenses, reigning 5 years, is never going to be wiped away from you. But, calling a reporter white privilege and all those things, there's a time and place. There was a time you actually confronted a reporter and you were like, oh, and used to, and all those things, like, that one you're justified. But on this point, to be honest, I don't think you were justified. If you have your ways of doing things, you can apologize to Simon Jordan. I know you've got big ego. I know you're a big man. You're a champion. And I know that, yeah, once you start to give up, like you lost the fight, then maybe you don't have the fight in you anymore. It's allowed for champions to have that ego. But to be honest, if you've not proven to us, and there's no proof that Tyson Fury cheated, going on just what someone else said, I don't think we really have a point like that. I think those fights are good fights, like I've said earlier. And I think like Tyson Fury beat you fair and square. Let's face it, in boxing, like, you know what the formula is. They said always a very good big boxer will always beat a very good small boxer. And in those cases, as much as you're as tall as him, he had the skills, he had better skills, and it was just a bit bigger than you. You had a knockout, which you put to him, but I think it just more like just bullied you with the weight he had over you, and he had the skills to actually match you. So I believe that if you fight 10 times, Tyson Fury will probably beat you 10 times because he just has your number. And that's the way life is. Some guys, you can have a friend, no matter what you do, you can work as hard. It's just a better man than you. And sometimes you have to accept it, embrace it, than try to fight against it. Calling Tyson Fury all these names and all this accusation, if you're not careful, can actually tarnish your image. So I like you a lot, Deontay Wilder. I've watched all your fights. I've always supported you. I came to Yorkshire when you fought all the RSC. So I'm never going to go against you. But in that situation, in that circumstance, the way you attacked Simon, the things you said are right. From Alabama, all the racial things that we have to struggle as a black man, as a black fighter, I understand. But you've been elevated. A lot of boxers, a lot of reporters, a lot of analysts look up to you as a black man. You've done fantastically well for yourself, for your family. But sometimes when you get to that position of a legendary position, you have to own it. And the way you handled it against Simon Jordan wasn't the best way. I'll just put it that way. And he was not supporting Tyson Fury. And I'll tell you something. Go and check out Simon Jordan's interviews with everybody. Tyson Fury, the head of WBC's champion, he would challenge them down to the T. That's him for you. He's an unbiased reporter. I don't see him like a racist. He has nothing to gain from that. He's just being who he is, and he's meant to press on those questions. I felt like you could have just told him, you know what? If you're going to carry on talking about that, Simon, I'm not going to speak to you. I know you told him. I know you insisted, but the things you now carried on saying, like, I know there was pain in the past, but you've been elevated now. You're a millionaire. You're a rich man. You're a successful boxer. You're a legend. Everything you wanted to be, you've literally achieved it. So don't let little things like this tarnish your image. That's just my little advice. And we look forward to your fight against Derek Chisora. I'm rooting for you as well. I'm rooting for Derek Chisora as well because both of you are my favorite boxer. But that's just it. On that note, LGO Boxing, I'm out. Thank you. Or what's your suggestion? Let me know.